Cowboy Nation. Cowboy Nation. We are in first place, right? It doesn't feel that way either when we win or lose. Whatever the outcome is, we'll be in first place. Let that sink into your mental. Let that sink into your thoughts. And I know the outside noise will say, hey, look at the Cowboys. That horrible division, right? Newsflash. It doesn't matter during the regular season anyway. Everything counts when you get to the playoff, right? Now, I do know that a lot of people will look at this thing and say, well, according to where you guys are playing, even when you make it to the playoff, you might get blown out then. Here's the situation with that. Don't mess with a team that is dangerous on the offensive side of the ball, and then all of a sudden the defense wake up. Don't mess with those type of teams. Man, when you got a guy that can really pluck the ball out of the sky, a nuanced route runner, a young phenom as well, all three of those guys, and then you have an Ezekiel Elliott who's prime Ezekiel Elliott. You got all of those things working into your favor. So what I'm trying to say here, Cowboy Nation, we can't really focus on the outside noise. It's all we can do is just focus in on what we need to do. The task at hand, right? What's in front of us right now. Focus on separating. Focus on leaving the pack. Focus on being the Cowboys that we know that we are. Now, I do know that we are in a crazy environment. We're in a crazy situation, whereas we can look at this team and we'll say, man, we should have been already separated. The craziest thing of it all, life doesn't work that way, right? Just because you are such and such, or just because you are that and this, doesn't mean that you're going to get it. Sometimes life hits you in the mouth with the reality check, and you say, man, I have to earn my own way. I can't live off my father's loins, right? I can't live off of my mother's graces. Some old folks say, man, we are blessed because of our grandmothers and our great-grandfather prayers, right? But we can't all the way count on that. It's still up to you, right, Cowboy Nation? It's 2020. We so fixated on certain parts of this year. Man, just think about this. Let this sink into your mental. There's a lot of people injured. A lot of people couldn't see past this year. Perished, gone, forgotten. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on too. And on top of that, Cowboy Nation, we plan for something. For respect, honor, pride. You can put that on the line too. Respect, definitely. I'm going to have to say that twice. Because so many people will look at this team and say, hey, y'all playing in the NFC least. And allow that to be echoed through the chambers of this world, right? There's no other division got more Super Bowls than this particular division. Newsflash, it could be the fact that we play each other rough and rugged and tough, right? But we do allow when other teams come in here into this particular division and beat us down, right? Right? It could be one of those situations. But I come here to tell you guys that tonight and beyond, we can change that narrative. We can set things straight. Now, I do know that one of our leaders is down. He wears number 4. He's dedicated to travel with the team, show up with the team, and these sorts of things, right? But let's not lose sight of number 14, Andy. He's not chopped liver, but he's not going to just laxy-daisy this thing around. Think about him. Let this sink in. He's playing for a contract too. He's playing for all of those coins. So no matter which way we go with this thing, he got something to prove. And I love it. I flat out love it. Now, the Joneses did come out and say, well, we love Dak Prescott. And the media is running with it. You know, the media and half of the fan base is running with it and saying, yes, he said that he loves Dak Prescott. And he would most certainly give this man or brother a long-term contract when everything is said and done. You know who holds that chip, that card, that whole entire situation? Is Andy Dalton. If Andy Dalton goes to the playoffs, if Andy Dalton get us a playoff win, there's no more Dak Prescott. That's the reality of it. Nobody would talk about the truth. They only want the comfortable lies. But here's the truth right here. If Andy Dalton start winning, the Jones is going to moonwalk, backpedal like Deion Sanders out of that thing so smooth. Good hip flexions, everything. That's the reality of it. Now, we should never be one of those fans just because you have love and adulations towards a player and say, hey, I hope Andy Dalton lose so that they can give Dak Prescott that contract that he so rightfully deserved. No, this is business, baby. And there's no loyalty or love in business, supposedly, right? There's no, look, they try to guilt people into it. You know I'm going to get a lot of hate mail and say, no, Lord, you're wrong. Dak Prescott put his body on the line. He poured his soul out there, Cowboy Nation. Law, you're so wrong. You're so disrespectful to Dak. But in business, it's business. Put it like this. You can go buy a Ferrari. Purchase it. Full rate. Whatever it may be. The moment you drive out of the car lot, the value went down. It depreciates instantly. Only imagine if you get into a fender bender, whether it's your fault or the opposing person, the value of that goes down. Nothing personally, but it's business. Now, that's my only conversation with that. I know the truth is the hardest pill to swallow. But I will say this. The cards, ultimately, is in Andy Dalton's hand. Because the moment he began to win and win. Look, the nation was already divided before Dak Prescott went down. You can only imagine how divided it will be. That brother goes into the playoff and he wins a playoff game. Which, we got the talent. We got the division that's poor enough to allow us to get into the playoff. Let me know if I'm lying. Let me know. Now, I went back and I watched Andy Dalton's tape from last year. First game, he played against the 2019. It was the Seattle Seahawks. The score was 21-20. If I believe in the hearts of hearts, if you had a better wide receiver crew, they win that game. I saw John Ross, he was playing basketball with the football. I saw Tyler Boyd, who is pretty, good, and he's no one to sneeze at, on the Cincinnati team, playing basketball with the football. That Cincinnati defense, oh my goodness. You talking about our defense. Their defense, boy, last year, oh my God. It was porous. Not making excuses for Andy Dalton. But this pretty much is a good group of wide receivers. And I know he wished he had these group of wide receivers last year. Now, I'm not saying that he never had talent. But what I'm saying is within the confines of this team, the brother is going to take the ball, 1, 2, 3, and he's going to get the ball out. Now, he trusts what he reads with the defense. Now, it can backfire and bite him into you-know-what. Because, some of those out routes, his arm is not all the way there. I'm not finna to sit here and say this guy got a cannon for an arm. No. But he do have guys that will fight for the ball. My only reservation is, of course, Amari Cooper is just dependent on when the sun is set and the moon is hitting on certain things, whether or not he's going to play through the echoes of the chambers of the whisper. That could be that situation there. But this team, there's a lot of upside. You got Ezekiel Elliott, who should be running like his pants are on fire. But Ezekiel Elliott been through some warts. He been doing his thing with this offensive line. You got some running backs that could run and create their own space, and you got some running backs that need to have everything set up for them. Ezekiel Elliott, unfortunately, he need to have everything set up for him. I cannot be an Ezekiel Elliott apologist. He got to have everything set up for him. If I'm lying, then how come he have not been getting these 100 yards, right? Saying that he's the best or he's the worst, but he just need to have a little inch, a little alleyway. Somebody got to step that thing up. That's what I'm saying. So, Cowboy Nation, I believe he still will run with his pants like it's feeling like it's on fire. I think that this team plays with inspiration, inspired. I really think if we lose, we still in first place. We win, we still in first place. But I still think that now is the moment to get the separation. Now is the moment to understand, okay, yes, our defense has been porous. And yes, I don't know how many games Byron Jones played down there in Miami land, but I listened to 105.3 The Fan this morning, and you guys can check it out. But he was throwing the ball on his side of the field 10 times, only 5 completions for 41 yards. So now that argument will forever be in the world, right? In the atmosphere. Should you pay Byron Jones and let Amari Cooper walk, or should you let Amari Cooper, get paid and let Byron Jones walk? That argument will forever, ever be out there. Or could you figure out a way to pay both of the guys, right? I know somebody way in the back say, hey, you should let Dak walk. I know I'm going to hear that nonsense talk there too. Now, we'll figure this thing out during the course and the durations of this season. Yeah, but I really feel that this team will play inspired football. They're going to look for that W. And the Arizona Cardinals are beatable. It's not like they're the mighty Cardinals that they're undefeated. And it's not like they just didn't play the Jets. Man, the Jets, they had some opportunities. The Jets had a pick. They had another ball that was batted down. They had plethora of their receivers want to play volleyball with the football. So I'm thinking if it was a more polished Jets team, then they would have gave their, I say, the Arizona Cardinals a DL. But when we look at the final score, we don't watch the game. You look at it and say, well, it was 30 to something. And the Arizona steamrolled the Jets. But when you watch the game, you say, nah, it was more so that the Jets were the Jets. Flacco wanted to drop the ball, play basketball, dribble it in between his legs. The receivers wanted to play volleyball, right? The defense gave up big runs and things like that. Not playing inspired football, basically. The coaching staff and these sorts of things. So we got to look at everything and judge it accordingly. All right, if you like what you heard today, hit that like button, share this content, let that friend, neighbor, foe know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and Beyond. My name is Law Nation, LAW Nation. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's go. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. I'm out. Peace.